Okay, so on my time here on YouTube in 2018, I've had my ups and downs here and there as it's been a little toxic here in the cartoon community. But I'm gonna try and talk a little more about gaming since honestly, there's a lot of exciting things to talk about that I should have done a video on a long time ago. You know me for mostly talking about anything animation related. And it'll still be that way, but gaming will also be a part of my channel again. And in a way, I really do miss doing gaming related videos on my channel, which I believe I did a video on months ago before the game was announced at this past E3. So I decided to take the opportunity to talk about one of my favorite gaming franchises, Devil May Cry. To start off with, we got our first look of the control scheme. So far, it looks like the controls of Devil May Cry 4, but it is missing a few buttons. Mechanics like Taunt, Exceed, and Devil Trigger are not mapped out yet, but that could be the result of not trying to make the controls intimidating for the newcomers. You know that recently, prior to leaving GameCon, Isuto's main priority was balancing the enemies and bosses for the highest difficulty in Devil May Cry 5. As we know right now, the highest difficulty doesn't have a name yet, though it will probably be either the classic Dante Must Die mode or Gods Must Die mode, which was introduced in the definitive edition of the reboot's complaints that the game was too easy. We know that Yoshida worked on Devil May Cry 5 while his family went on vacation to Saitama, and he's not the only one. It seems a number of Devil May Cry 5's staff have been avoiding the vacation time and sick days to make Devil May Cry 5 the greatest game of all time. I appreciate the sacrifice, but don't be afraid to take a break now and then. Regarding the Devil Trigger music video, Matt Walker has stated that there's still details that we either haven't found or decoded. So for those who want to try to figure out who 5 is before he's officially revealed, by all means, try to find the information in the video. When I first saw that Dante's nephew had his demonic arm mysteriously amputated and replaced with a robotic prosthetic, I assumed that it would become upgradable. Embracing the RPG systems in action games, Capcom's doubled down on the series' action roots, turning the robot arm into an excuse to introduce as many new abilities as possible, and doing it in the funniest possible way. Nero's arms are replaceable and disposable. Each type of arm comes with a different special attack that helps build combos and keeps the game's style meter ticking up. Those attacks can be changed up for the equivalent of super attacks, and a Kamehameha-like energy beam. For example, the payoff is that you lose your arm once it's over. Arms are just lying around the world, who knows why, but you can carry a maximum of 4, and they can't be switched between freely. You have to break the arm attached to the new one. This is deliberate, and again dealt with the most over-the-top way possible. You can just make the unwanted explode off of you. The explosion isn't just a pretty effect, it can be used for the mild combo, leading to the possibility of multiple arms being used and Justin in a single combo. If you run out of arms, Neo just wanders about his metallic stump until you find another, although you'll always have access to his abilities to fire a grappling hook into the enemy and drag it to you. And it's all brilliant to the point to where I'm worried I'll miss it when the final game switches onto me, onto one of the 2 playable characters. Thankfully, the core sword combat feels authentically Devil May Cry. Fluid, brutal, constantly teasing you with the possibility of a longer combo. If you had any worries that this team might be rusty after handing off the series to someone else last time around, in fact, it feels like Capcom just kept learning in its time away from the series. The developers might be studiously ignoring the experience of Ninja Theory's DMC. The last game now being non-canon, Dante had a cocksure humor that's been transplanted straight into Nero. Watching a demon boss kick an ambulance into him, seeing him casually walk outside of the door felt so much like a moment that would have been in DMC. I actually had to go and check on whether it was a direct reference to the game. DMC's neon-hued world has definitely had an effect on games Redgrave City. Capcom refuses to say that London is, for some reason, powered by the Resident Evil engine created for the latest Resident Evil games. It's already clear that the combat draws more on Devil May Cry 4 than DMC, but I'm pleased that Ninja Theory's work has had some effect on the direction 5 is taking. But I'm more pleased about the dodgy limb. and I hope to watch it again soon. This is Red Wolf signing out, and I'll see you next time. Peace.